Okay, y'all. So now back on the topic of America's Next Top Model. So y'all see, I don't got through like most of the bait. I gotta spray this again because I was like, dang, I don't went through this, and I gotta make sure it's like clean, like it's clean, it's clean. Because when your scalp clean, it can breathe and it can grow. All right, so the next one, Kenya, America's Next Top Model reality check. So Kenya was another one that I liked it. They pointed out. So Kenya, she was a itty bitty girl. She looked Malaysian for real. I don't know what Kenya was, but she had a very unique look. Like her jawline, her eyes. She was very unique look. Like she was, I think Kenya was too powerful in her looks, and that's why they really gave her a hard time. Let's go dive deep into this now. Because I've been in these girls' shoes. I feel like I know what they go through. It's like every time, it's like they bullying you. It's like this industry bullies people who stand out the most. It's like the more powerful you are, the more they're going to bully you, assault you, insult you, and harass you. So this is why I watch it from a different perspective now. Okay? Because I peep the plays. I peep the plays because I've been there, done that. I guess I've been going through it so long. I realized I understand why they move the way they do you like that. The industry sharks and the industry giants, I see why they do people the way they do them now. Because I'm awoken to my power. I'm awoken to my power. But this girl, Kenya, she was on here. So Kenya was very unique looking. Like, I don't know. She really had me mesmerized with her looks too. It was her jawline, her eyes, her complexion. And then she got this African name, Kenya. But I don't know. She just really stood out, and it was just funny. Had they not picked on her, you wouldn't have noticed how powerful she was in her beauty. There you go, Kenya, girl, Kenya. They was trying to. You should have clocked it, girl. And like I said, these girls on this show that were young, they were like innocent. They weren't wild girls. So they just now cracking the whip, breaking them into this industry. They was not wild girls. That's why I can understand their perspective. Because I know I was that age. And I was the same way. I was the same way. I was around a bunch of hating ass hoes. Like bitches who always want to put you down. Make it seem like you're less than them. The whole time you were bigger and better than them. That's why they worked so hard to tear you down. Because they knew you were going to be better than them. So for a while, see, me, I ain't take the beatings. Like, I took the beatings, I guess, around them because you know how they say you have to dim your light to be around other people. And then one day, I don't even know, it wasn't even one day that I woke up. I just simply was like, you know what? I'm paying my own bills. I got my own stuff. How about I ditch y'all evil assholes, and just be a loner and be my very best self by myself. So I peeped that long ago. So I been cut females off because of that same reason. But I recognize game. I see when girls be jealous. I see how jealous girls are. So I peeped it very early on. So I know what's up. That's why I chose not to do a lot of things in life. Like I said, out of college for that reason, because I know how messy these hoes is. I know that about that females. I know how evil they are. But if you're but like I said, I'm from a bigger city. So Bad Girls Club been following me around since I was in daycare. I've been in Bad Girls Club since daycare. So I kind of know game. I know what's up. I know what these bitches be doing. So but for these girls, they not from these type of cities, so they not used to that. But she was saying from her town, she was the skinny girl. She was the awkward looking girl where she's from. So when she came to top model, she was they weighed her, and they was like, you're a big girl, you're bigger than everybody else. Now mind you, if y'all see this, if y'all watch it, y'all gonna see how little this girl is. But she's one of those girls, she blows, like she get bloated. She one of them skinny fat girls. She was very skinny, but she not toned and tightened. But women of color, we eat different from white girls. So like the white girls gonna be toner because they not eating like we do. Like they not used to mamas who cooking food for them and stuff like that, seasoning the food. You know what I'm saying? Y'all women of color, ethnic women, y'all know what time it is. Our food different. Our food different. Cause she was the same size as them other girls. She just had, you could tell she was eating real food. Wherever whoever her family was, they were feeding that girl. So she was bigger compared to them, but they was actually all the same size. It was just in her gut. I've been there, done that. I'm a nutritionist, and I like to work out. I like to work out. Now the universe be sitting me down, but I know why my health. I know why I have to be thick. I gotta feed y'all. But for her, in that industry, you do gotta tone yourself. Like she could have easily fixed her problem if she did some sit-ups every night before bed. She could have did 25 sit-ups or push, like, yeah, crunches every night before bed, and she could have got fixed that problem. But like I said, she young, she from a small town, she not from the industry. If you and you know one thing about growing up around, I don't know, I can't speak for everybody now, but I just know if you're from an ethnic family that's not in a certain tax bracket, they don't train you about proper diet, nutrition, and exercise. They don't. You have to learn that on your own. Like, I had to learn about exercise and nutrition on my own, or from my friends at school. Like, I had a friend from the island, from Trinidad. She put me on, like, sports, athletics, exercise. And I follow, you know, the lead of her. But my family never taught me that. So I learned how exercise can affect the body and nutrition. I learned that from somebody outside my household. So if you don't have, and like I said, I'm in Florida, so we the ports. We got people from all over the world. You got wisdom, enlightenment everywhere. But I don't know where this girl Kenya was from. But if you're not from like a city that's like culture, and you're not meeting people outside your household, like your family or the family dynamic or your neighborhood, or like a mindset, you're not going to learn these things, right? So these girls are breaking into this industry. So these are newcomers, like they fresh. They're fresh, like they have no experiences, nothing. They naive. Like I said, I was a geek too, but I learned game early because the city that I'm in, you got a network of people who going to add to you, like add to the sauce. But if you're not from that type of environment, you're not gonna know. You really gonna be naive to that. So I understand her. But the thing is, so she was concerned because like they were picking on her weight the whole time, making her feel bad about her weight. And she felt like she was being bullied, and they created her whole narrative about her weight, and she felt some type of way. Now, this is what the industry do now. They drag out these long-winded narratives. But when they did it to me, I caught all the plays, and I just learned and grew from it. Like I incorporated, like, you know how it's constructive criticism. I took it as constructive criticism. So I started working on my mind, body, and spirit, and fixing the things that they considered flaws, right? And then as I started working out and working on myself, I understand some of these flaws are things that are making you better than them. So this is what Kenya was too, she didn't know. She's young, they fresh. This is like fresh meat, y'all, fresh meat. So you don't have that wisdom and enlightenment yet, because you untapped. So you don't know what's going on around you, so you can't interpret it. So I understand how she was thinking, because I've been there, done that. But they were bullying her, making her feel less than about herself, always talking about her weight, critiquing her size, her gut every time she eating, because the girl like to eat. And the main thing on the show, that all the other girls were commentating on how the other girls don't eat. All of them was scared to eat because they didn't want to be fat. But Kenya was like, I'm finna eat. Apparently, she came from a home where they get proper nutrition. But anyway, but you could see, like, she was still skinny, girl. She just was pudgy. All she had to do was some crunches. Somebody should have told her that. It looked like they would have, a nutritionist or somebody would have came in there and was like, girl, just do some crunches every night before bed. You know, because it was an easy fix. She wasn't that big. You know how, but you know they got to drag shit on for a narrative. You know how they go. But I was thinking, like, Kenya, you should have identified that on your own, girl. But, you know, like I said, if you're not from that environment that's going to teach you and coach you on how proper nutrition, how to take care of yourself, and nobody is there to coach you or tell you, you really don't be knowing, you know? So I get it. But anyway, so they was bullying her. Then they made her do this elephant photo shoot, like trying to point her out like an elephant. Like they was having her doing all this odd stuff. But in the midst of it, this is a powerful statement. Y'all, I go deep in this, girl. I'm telling y'all, I'm deep as the ocean. I'm going to tell y'all. This was a powerful, I love Kenya's story. This was so powerful. I know from her experience, like this stuff will go over their head. But y'all I'm a royal high priestess. I had to teach this. Okay, this going to go over y'all head. This going to go over her head, though. Because she was one of the ones who came back who was so upset about, you know, everything she went through as well. But I'm enlightened. I'm wise. I could see through the plots, the narratives. You know, I could see through the pain. And I could see through the victim mentality as well. Because I know it's easy to be a victim when you don't know nothing. When you don't know what's going on, it's easy to be a victim. When you really don't know. You got to enlighten yourself. But let me go deep in this. Now, so, picked on this girl weight now. They went to Africa for theirs. Mind you, this is another grand trip of a lifetime that you wouldn't be able to afford on your own doing what you was doing in your small town. This is the opportunities Tyra was granting you. And this was the opportunity for you to find your power and see how powerful your looks were, Kenya. The fact your name Kenya, and then you get the opportunity to go to Africa, to the motherland, right? But I'm gonna tell you, cause I know this went over her head, cause I can tell like these women grown now, they're older, and they're looking back and still having this victim mindset. But I'm like, if I would, if all these years had passed and you still thinking like this, girl, you should rewatch your show. You should rewatch your show, girl, and watch what I see. So your name Kenya, she got the strongest looks of everybody. She got some powerful features, like she looked like Malaysian or something, but she also got that strong jaw, so I don't know where her roots are from. But her features are so powerful now. Good looking girl. Beautiful girl. Like, she could have won that show. That's why they did that to her. Because if she would have played her cards right, she would have got her a spin-off. She would have went and marketed herself somewhere else or moved to another like company or something. Like, she would have kept pushing her platform because they see how powerful and strong her looks is. And when you're a woman of color, you know, your melanin is the magic in itself. But don't be melanin and have some good, beautiful ass, strong features. See, them features be so powerful they will hypnotize people. But I'm gonna tell you now. So not that they took this girl to Africa. Not that they took the girl. This was a powerful show. I love Kenya's story, y'all. Took this girl to Africa. So she was in a photo shoot where she had to do a little dance number with 3 guys. Y'all. The dance with 3 guys, y'all. I go too deep now. I ain't trying to get blocked on YouTube now. But now look. One of the boys, the African boys, he was flirting with her before the photo shoot, and she was trying to blow him off or whatever. So he kept pushing his stuff on her, like flirting with her, like trying to get her pants, right? And I'm laughing. I'm like, oh, he's trying to give you that African D. Now, I'm not condoning sexual harassment, sexual assault. If you feel uncomfortable, nobody should have the right to touch you or make you feel uncomfortable. Now, especially when she's young, she's new, she's fresh to the game. But me knowing what I know now, I'm the same way because I don't have foreign men offer me that stuff too. And I know what it mean now. But I kind of knew what it meant, but I guess I'm on my, I'm tired of people, because I also know the ties to that. I also know, because sex is spiritual warfare. So it ain't no transaction like what you think might be a one and done. It ain't a one and done. It come with a spiritual contract tied to sex. So I get what she was going through. But you're in another country as well though too, girl. You gonna go back home. You could ghost his ass. But he was just pushing up on her or whatever. But how I saw it was he was so breathtaking by her beauty. Because this is a real boy from an African-ass village. So he know what real beauty look like. You know what I'm saying? Because American culture, they don't know what real looks is. Like, American is like watered down beauty. We don't have real, like, they don't showcase real beauty. What real beauty is in America. Hence why I ain't viral right now, y'all. Why my views low for real. They don't know what real beauty is, but they do. Other cultures do know what real beauty is. That's why most of my following is from overseas. But I said all that to say he saw her real beauty. He was like hypnotized by her. You could tell. And then like she was trying to do the dance video and he kept rubbing and groping her, and she stopped the photo shoot to tell them like, y'all need to get him because I don't like him touching me. He's making me uncomfortable. She's a young girl, fresh in, you know, she's not fast. You could tell she's not one of those promiscuous type women. You know, she doesn't like showcase, like, you know, some women be happy. Like Bad Girls Club, it's a different vibe. You could tell them girls on Top Model were a totally different type of girl. Because if they was Bad Girls Club going there, they would have been hunching all them boys in that little African village. But you could tell she wasn't like that. You could tell she wasn't one of those girls. So, she was stopped the photo shoot and was like, y'all need to get him. I'm feeling uncomfortable. I don't like him touching me. I know because I don't like foreign men touching me either. They be freaky. They got their own little voodoo magic with rituals. Them foreign men know what the hell they doing. That's why you don't mess with foreign men. That's why. But, but I am back in my mind like, nah, she probably should have gave him a quickie because he probably would have gave her some shit to, you know, take her career off like to the next level. But anyway, other than that, I get what she was going through. So she was like, they got mad at her because they was like, why is you stopping our photo shoot? Because this man touching you. The whole basis of the video is for you to be like centralized and sexualized by the men. So she felt uncomfortable, and Tyra felt guilty about that too, because Tyra didn't know the background. Like, she didn't know. Like, Tyra gave her advice on telling these men to back down, but Tyra was speaking from, okay, I'm used to this, so I know how to use my voice. These girls are fresh. They innocent. They don't have the confidence or the self-esteem. In addition to, they don't want to mess up their opportunities, so they don't know what to say. So sometimes when you're breaking into the industry, you're going to bite your tongue a lot because you don't want to mess up your opportunity. So they be too scared to say what they really want to say. So I get that, because I've been that girl. Until I started like cutting people loose and say, no, this ain't for me. I had to do what was best for me. But I see what Kenya was going through. I know the experience. So I felt bad about that. But at the same token, I knew it's power in that little African village boy. She should have gave him a quickie. But anyway, but he saw her beauty. He was mesmerized. That's why he was groping her. And then she had the award-winning shot with the boy. And Kenya was like talking about it, say it's funny how the shot that they picked was him touching all on my legs. I'm like, girl, he was accentuating your beauty because he saw your real beauty. Like, it's funny. It was the irony in the whole thing. She was complaining about how they were bullying her, which they were bullying her, but that's why they do that. Like, the ones that they know are the most powerful, they gonna give you the hardest time. The ones that are going to be like, they see the best in you, they're going to give you the hardest time. Like, you're going to go through harder times than anybody on there because they know how good you look. They don't tell you that, but that's the secret. It's like reverse psychology. So they knew she was the best looking one. That's why they was giving her the hardest time. But the thing is, they picked on her about her weight, called her an elephant, this and that and all this. And then the first person who acknowledged you for the beauty that you really have, you were mad because he was like, you felt like you were being sexually assaulted. But in their language, because that's a different culture, when a man touches you and do that and look at you like that and googly eyes, them little African boys, they see your true beauty. They know the power of your real beauty. So it's the irony the whole time you were complaining that they didn't value your beauty and whatever. The first person to value your beauty and like on your beauty, you did not like it. Like, it made you uncomfortable. That's the irony of that. But it was a powerful statement in that, because that was that's motherland. They know what the real looks look like. They know what real beauty is, and they ain't gonna sugarcoat it. See, the American industry, they gonna shun real beauty. American industry will shun real beauty. Like, they downplay true beauty. That's like when people talk about my hair, my skin, my eyes, my weight. When all the stuff that Americans hate, it's real beauty. Like, the stuff that Americans hate on, that's real beauty. They hate on the real stuff. The things that they consider your flaws is the things that make you powerful. So that's reverse psychology. Versus you go over there to overseas, they know what real beauty is. They're going to be like, it's rich. It's a bag of gold to them. So they're going to be like, oh my God, I got to touch it. I got to feel it. I need to have it. That's what he was showing you, girl. He was showing you your value. And I know it seemed offensive because they don't know no better. Like, you know, he probably ain't seen nothing beautiful as you ever in his little village. He don't found something and struck gold. He couldn't contain himself. He couldn't control himself, girl. That's what that was about. I be taking that stuff as an insult from them foreign men too, but it's like gold for them. Like, they run into gold and they want to touch it. It's like, oh my gosh, they going crazy. Like, they be like groupies, like, for real. But he was telling you your value, girl. He was he giving you your value, King you. But that was the irony of that, girl. I could go deep, y'all. I go deep as the ocean. Royal High Priestess, I had to teach this. But that's why I love Kenya's story. Now, eventually she got eliminated, but it's like Kenya was too in her head about how they were bullying her and dictating like her emotion, which she's young, she's fresh, she don't know the game yet. So, like, I feel outcasted, too. I feel some type of way, too. I'll be hung up on that, too, because it's my first merry-go-round. But after time and experience, time and pressure, you learn the game. You heal, you grow, you evolve. You learn how this game really works. And if she would have kept at it, the game could have worked in her favor. Because even as she was, I want to say, I'm only, like, 3 episodes in, I think, maybe 4. But she the only one, well, it was other girls, too. I ain't gonna lie. But she the one, you know how they, like, before and after, like, this years later, over a decade. She aged gracefully. She still looked fine as fuck. She could be a damn model for real. She don't, I want to say so far, I mean, it was the other heavy set white girl who was on the show. She's heavier now, but she's still gorgeous. She's pretty as fuck. Like, I wish I knew. I need to tell her story too. Because she was before Takara. She was like the first plus size one they hired. She was giving Marilyn Monroe vibes. But now she's really heavy set, but she's a good looking lady. Like, she's gorgeous. But Kenya and her, like, they can still do the entertainment industry. Because they still look good. They got the looks. She's still fine. Kenya is fine. Like, she not big. She just right. That girl's gorgeous. Girl, you might need to go on over to Africa and get in a movie over there, girl, and bump these Americans. Because the African boy was giving you free game. But I said all that to say the behind the scenes, and they was talking about how Tyra treated them. Tyra was a tyrant. Tyra was a tyrant. And sometimes you need tyrants to bring out the magic within you. Because I had to deal with a lot of tyrants in this industry. But the tyrants brought the best out of me. The only problem I had with my tyrants was once I brought the best out of myself, it's like they got so upset because it was like that wasn't our objective to bring the best out of you. Our objective was to destroy you. You know, our objective wasn't to bring the best out of you. That's what I'm like. My tyrants were evil. But I feel like Tyra, her objective was to bring the best out of them because everything she creates is tied to her. So let's say if them girls, Kenya, Shandy, if them girls would have stuck to their craft, and here we is 10 years down the line, them was Tyra's residual income. You see what I'm saying? I'm thinking like this. As a superior madam, this is how I think. If I put this girl on 10 years ago, this is my residual income because at the end of the day, like Eva Pixford, every time you see Eva Pixford on BET, she got her own shows, she in movies, she's in videos. Eva Pixford, we always gonna tie her back to America's Next Top Model. So that's the first thing you see when you see Eva Pixford. So that's income, like that's dang, I lost my train of thought. That's currency on the back of people's mind that Tyra Banks founded Eva. So every time you see Eva, you think Tyra Banks. Every time you see Eva, you think America's Next Top Model. That's residual income. That's currency. That's currency that you put out there. Because that is a currency always going to be tied to your brand. That's always going to be tied to your brand. That's your residual income. Because now everybody when they see Eva, they think Tyra. So now they're going to be like, I wonder what Tyra doing. Every time they see Eva, they're going to be like, I wonder what Tyra doing. You see what I'm saying? That's bringing views to you. That's bringing currency to you. So this is how I think as a madam. So I feel like Tyra, she set them up for success. It was just up to them. Because they were from these small towns, because they were inexperienced, because these girls were untapped, it was harder for them to push past all the like petty bullshit. You gotta have tough skin for this industry. And not all girls are made for it. It can either make or break you. Like that girl, Takara, she had it. She had that tough skin. Because even when they kicked Takara off Top Model, Takara was still making appearances on TV shows and movies. Takara was still a brand. And she didn't even make it like past a few episodes. But she was still a brand because she had the confidence in herself. So that's residual income for Tyra. Every time you see Takara, you remember her from America's Next Top Model, the girl they kicked off. You see what I'm saying? So a tyrant can make you or break you. They can aid you. Y'all can aid each other. Y'all can be an aid to an adversary for one another. Like that's a permanent income if a tyrant does you correctly. Understand this. Some people have too much of a tyrant mentality and they mess up their own bag. Okay? Queen NT, that's financial advice. That's my financial advisor intake for y'all while I do my hair. But okay, so I told y'all I'm gonna make this a series. I'm gonna keep watching it. I'm gonna post it, y'all. Hopefully I can stay consistent with this series. Either way, we giving y'all good gems. We dropping great gems. Shout out to Kenya. Shout out to Tyra Banks. Shout out to all them divas that was on that show for real. Cause I was religious to that show. That was my religion. I used to watch that show. Like I was like, oh, you know, Takara was like the one who really broke the industry. Cause I was always a heavy set girl. Like, you know, thick girl. I was always a thick girl. So, you know, I could only dream about being those girls on Top Model until Takara broke she opened the door for us. She was like the gateway for us. Ashley Graham, all the other plus size models, shout out to them. But like, I feel like Takara was that one who really broke the cage open for us. But yeah, powerful motion and Top Model. I agree with Sherry on that. They all want to jump down Tyra neck. You know, y'all can tell y'all intake. I feel y'all on that. Everybody should be accountable for what they doing. You know, that's the industry. It's a dirty game though, but y'all got to think about the powerful motion and the impact and the frequency and the currency that it created for us today. It opened the doors for the fashion industry and it changed the game on how we look at beauty. So shout out to Tyra. Queen T, Queen of Come, Trinity Señora, like, subscribe, comment. More content coming soon, and then I'm gonna show y'all. Like, I'm gonna do a video when I finish this, and then I'm gonna do a video installing the wig, okay, on top of the twist. All right, so y'all, I'm gonna keep y'all posted. Mwah.